Let's take a look at this identity here. The right side is definitely the more complicated. I'm going to FOIL this, and then I'm going to go with the sine and cosines. So I'll have secant or cosecant squared minus 2 cosecant cotangent plus cotangent squared. I FOILed that parentheses. I'm going to change because there's a lot to hate here. I want to make secant squared into 1 over sine minus secant into 1 over sine cotangent cosine over sine and cotangent squared cosine squared over sine squared. Before I combine all those fractions, I'm going to clean up that middle. This will be 1, nothing to see here. But I'm going to make this into minus 2 cosine x over sine squared and now what I'll do is I'll combine all those fractions into one large fraction. And believe it or not, that top is factorable, and all of that will be over sine squared. That top is factorable because it is similar to, say, a 1 minus a 2x plus an x squared. Normally you'd see it written like this right here. And you can factor that into an x minus a 1 and an x minus a 1. But I want to factor this instead. So it's 1 minus x and 1 minus x. Instead of the x, I'll be using cosine. So parentheses 1 minus cosine x and another 1 minus a cosine x. On the bottom, I'm going to get rid of the sine because I noticed in my target up here, there's no sine. So I can replace sine squared with 1 minus cosine squared, and that also is factorable. One minus cosine squared is a difference of squares. 1 minus cosine x and 1 plus cosine x. I can cancel out one of the groups on top with one of the ones on the bottom, and I'm left with 1 minus cosine x over 1 plus cosine x. And that was our target.